Well, hello everybody. This is a Happy New Year video. It's the first 2021 first check-in video for the new year. I just want to just sort of come on for a little bit and what's been going on. 2020 was a weird year, very strange. It's kind of like, wow, I'm glad that's done because I wanted it to go away like in June. You know, it was too long. 2021, we're going to have challenges, but we all faced our own challenges during this time. I didn't do much broadcasting. I was very sick, and this last year was stroke level for actually the whole year, from December 2019 to just last week of January 2021. So one whole year, I was stroke level. They did put me on some different meds for heart stuff, and it went down, so that's good. So I'm no longer stroke level, so that's good. But I haven't been doing any real too much broadcasting. But I was working with NASCA, NAASCA, NASCA.org, and just recently I left there, and which I mean it's great. It's a great not-for-profit. I love their mission. I always will, and I went and joined my sister advocates. Donna Shear and Lee Roberts. We had worked together years ago with Dreamcatchers for Abused Children and other projects. Um, and I hooked back up with those guys. And so now we started, they've been going strong with Advocates United for Humanity for a long time now. But we started a radio, Advocates United for Humanity radio. So we're calling it AU4H radio here on YouTube. So, I just this last week, I don't normally check my stats, but I just checked my stats just briefly, and I could not believe how many people are watching and commenting on my videos. I was just like, really, I was quite blown away by how many people have commented and made so many kind, um, you know, comments to me about my videos, and I really appreciate that. I don't get a lot of feedback normally, and so um, I did them, for anybody in the future. I was hoping they would stay on here. It's about child protection. It's not really about what I look like. So I did them, just me. It's just me. I'm not trying to put on a show. I'm just me. And so, um, I was just wanting people to see the real me. And that was very important to me because I wrote those books and it's the real truth. So I'm a real person. It's the real me. And you can't put enough makeup on this, you know what I mean? There's not enough you can do to fix this mug. So I'm stuck with it, right? So it's just me, and I really appreciate it. When I did those videos, at the time I was doing those videos, my husband was very, very sick, terminally ill, and dying. So I was under a lot of stress, and to do those videos as well as knowing that my husband's in the bedroom dying next to me. I mean, in the next room over. He was terminally ill for 17 years. And, he made it to August of 2018. And I was so thankful, to have 17 years that we never thought we would have, because he was my biggest supporter. He was my best friend. And, I miss him dearly. It's been an incredibly hard 2.5 years. That's mostly why I haven't been doing a lot of public work and broadcasting and stuff like that. But I do try to do at least something once a month, or every couple of months, throw something out there. So I just want to say thank you for your support, for your to really touching comments. There are so many survivors. Working with Dreamcatchers for Abused Children years ago, about 10 years ago, we started looking into the stats, and I, as a survivor, already knew there was tons of survivors of abuse out there. Um, but when you think about it, I mean, it's an incredible problem that our world is facing. And until people start caring about children, parents caring about their own children, caregivers caring about the children they're taking care of, society caring about children, it's going to continue on. But I figure as long as we keep making noise and speaking out, publicly about this, as uncomfortable as it is, it doesn't shove back under the carpet. And that was my big thing. It's kind of like, I got a voice. I can speak out about this stuff. And like that old saying goes, to see evil and not call it evil is evil. You see something wrong, you don't call it wrong. And there's something wrong with that. We know that child abuse is really really wrong. And oh, thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. It's life, right? We don't get to stay, so none of us get to stay. So we were pretty prepared, as prepared as we could be for him to go on. And it's been hard. And then with 29, the whole COVID-19 thing, I was actually off work December 2019, laid off. So I've been isolated for a whole year, like in this apartment with my cat. It's like all last year. It's trying for everybody, and even people that are used to being able to, get out and visit with family and visit with friends. Um, they're fighting hard right now. I mean, obviously, with this COVID-19 thing, it's absolutely insane. Well, at Advocates United for Humanity, I actually worked with them to start that program years ago, but I had to drop off and sort of bug off because my husband, because of his illness, I was very stressed out at the time and really couldn't deal with it. So I left, and they continued on, and really the mission is it's always been the same, and that's just to be a positive voice in a world full of a whole lot of negativity. So we have a YouTube show, and we're going to actually be doing a show here at 7 o'clock. Um, there's the three of us. It's just the three of us that are doing this radio. We're calling it radio because we're going to take it and put it as an audio and put it on a radio as well. And so, we're really out there to try to be a voice for all sorts of different situations and issues. It's not about just about child abuse. Tonight we are actually talking about child abuse on that show, but that's because we have a new program we're rolling out. So, but it won't. That's not what the show is all about. Like we're gonna be talking about all sorts of issues. Health and wellness. We're gonna talk about homelessness. Any kind of issues, mental health issues. We have authors that we're going to be bringing on. These are authors that actually work with us. They volunteer with Advocates United for Humanity and all over the United States. And I think I'm probably the only one in Canada that's doing this, but that's volunteering with them because I just happen to be in Canada. But I'm from the States, and I know a lot of people down there too. So, you know, we have a lot of wonderful people. We'll be talking about that some tonight. Different people that work with us, and some of them are authors and different people like that. That we're going to try to get them to come on Advocates AU4H radio show. And I did one here, Maureen Rule. She's a really nice lady. She's also a survivor of abuse, and her video is on here on my channel, Laurie Smith channel. And when I started YouTube years ago, I mean, I didn't know what to sign up with. I just put my name because I didn't know. I'm like, oh well, it's just me, right? Whatever. Um, so I'm not going to change it. I didn't change it. I just left it. So I figured that's good enough. It is kind of funny, but it's just, I just want to be a voice. That's all. I figured, well, I'm still alive on this planet. I do try to help survivors of abuse as much as I can. And how hard it is, where they're coming from. All of our stories are different, but we share that commonality, of abuse. So we've been there. We've been, everybody's been wounded. We've been there. We've been, everybody's been wounded at some point, right? Does not necessarily from abuse. We all know what it is to hurt, and so I just thought, why not? I know what it's all about. I can be a voice and also be a shoulder. So a lot of survivors of abuse hook up with me on Facebook and different places like that. I always welcome people to contact me on Facebook, and I have a lot of survivor friends there, and you know, my website. I've got my books there. If you ever wanted to read my books, I do donate the proceeds for those books. I never wanted the money for those books because I thought that was a bit of an insult to me, because it's not for the money. I had somebody say, "Oh, you just write your story and you just told your story because you wanted the money." I've had people tell me that. I'm like, "No, because I donate the money," and then I just laugh at them. I'm like, no, it wasn't about money. It's about keeping this situation out here. Like, yes, people are speaking out, and I'm one of them. And what happened to me was wrong. And what happened to all of these other people that have been commenting on my videos. Um, you know, so many people have been through similar circumstances and worse. And it's like, we know it's going on. and we need to make sure that this does not get shoved back under the carpet. Very, very important. So I just want to thank you. I want to thank everybody who's taken the time to listen to my stuff. I tend to kind of go on and on. I wanted to, that video, Born in Hell video series, I really wanted to do that because most of my work was audio. And I thought, well, before I turn, 65, 70 with false teeth and no hair, some wizzled up old lady, I thought I better do this video stuff because, one day if I make it that far, it's going to be, I'll be old, really old. Right now, I'm getting old. Let me tell you, I just had my 55th birthday. I never thought I'd live to see 55. I never thought I'd live to see 30. I thought I'd for sure something would take me out or I'd take myself out, before the age of 42. But ever since then, I'm on a healing journey and I just, my health, I've had some bumpy ride a little bit with my health and some cancer and stuff, but, um, it's coming along. I'm making progress little by little. I'm still here, so it's good. But I figured, hey, as long as I have a voice, I'll do this and speak out. And so I appreciate everybody who's taken the time to listen to listen to me. It's hard to listen to those shows. I always, when I listen to other survivor stuff, it always breaks my heart because, this is somebody sharing their pain with you, and it's a, I just appreciate everybody who's commented and just your kind words. They mean a lot to me. They really do. Like I said, I don't have a lot of people provide feedback for my stuff. And someone must have shared a link or something because I've never had this many people watch my channel ever. And I mean, just a week ago, I had 89 subscribers, and now I've got like almost 1,000. So it's kind of like somewhere, somehow, someone shared something, and I really appreciate it. What I wanted to, from the sort of the outcome from those videos was that, survivors of abuse would know that they're not alone, and also for the public, the general public, to know that child abuse a lot of times, actually most of the time, goes unchecked. Children are abused in homes, and there's there's no one stepping in. You know, it doesn't always end up with children in the morgue. I know lots of survivors myself who survived, and they're roughly my age or older, and there was nothing done to help them while they were children being abused. That's generally the case. You just see the ones in the headline that where the children have been murdered, right? And sometimes they're in the hospital due to the abuse, right? It's just horrific. And so this is why I do what I do. I just wanted to be out there and be somebody speaking the truth and the reality behind the abuse. And I didn't want to come on and start talking about my nails and stuff. I always made fun of that a little bit, in some of my videos. I was like, I'm not here to talk about the color of my nail polish and what I had for lunch, because that's irrelevant to me when it comes to child abuse. If I had time, I would go back to school and get a degree or become a lawyer or something, and go fight these stuff out in the courts and be in the government's face. When are we going to start caring about children? And the guy, whoever these people are out here that make these laws and make these rules, and it's very, very frustrating, right? I don't have the funds or the time to do that. Like, I'm 55, really. It's probably not going to happen. By the time I got my degree, I'd be like 62. So, what I just encourage people, you young people out there, you can make a difference in this. You can. And it is really, truly up to you. There's these advocates that I've been working with, we're all roughly the same age. We're getting old. Some of them are even older than me. You know what I mean? I'm getting old. It's like some of these people are quite a bit older than me. And it's like, this generation cannot be the last. I see a lot of young advocates out there because of what I was doing with NASCA, and also with AU4H, Advocates United for Humanity. And a lot of young people are stepping up to the plate. But that's what it's going to take, each generation. So yeah, we can't let this get swept back under the carpet. And that's why I went kind of overboard with the stuff. Like I did 1,000 Blog Talk Radio shows, and I put them on as videos here on YouTube. But originally those were on Blog Talk Radio. I had quite a following, I guess, for the first couple of years. It sort of dropped off, but I just kept doing it because I was like, as long as I can keep doing this, it was helping me out to kind of be able to say what I wanted to say about the abuse, because many times, most people don't want to hear about it, trying to talk to friends or to family. It's kind of like, we don't want to hear about that. My family was so dysfunctional that we don't talk at all. It's like, we can't talk because we just want to kill each other. And that's a real problem. So we don't even stay in the same room. Like, we cut each other off because we're so volatile because of our past that, and now there's only one left. I only have one sister left. And she's older than me by like 5.5 years. So, she's getting up there, right? And we still want to kill each other. This is how many years later? It tells you how deep the wounding was and how hard this stuff is. And, many times survivors of abuse don't have support. There's no support. And especially from family, that's where you're not going to get it. So I just figured, you know what? I'm going to just start talking, and I'm going to start, you know, getting this word out. Like, whoever's listening, that's great. That's fine. It didn't matter to me. I mean, it wasn't a popularity type contest. I was like, this is for future generations too. Hopefully it'll stay out here just to encourage people, if you're a survivor of abuse, to reach out and get some help. And if you're, you know, if you're someone who can get involved, and volunteer with a group or get involved and become a child advocate, then do it. Don't let this stuff get shoved back under the carpet. That was a big, I guess, sort of desire of mine, was that, just to be one more voice with everybody else's. So that's kind of why I did that. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and wish everybody a happy new year. And I think we've got some serious challenges ahead of us for 2021 and going on, further. I saw the news, from today with the stuff going on in the States and the White House. And I'm just, I'm from the States. My heart's just breaking for everybody down there. And, you know, I'm, I'm sitting here thinking, what is our world coming to? It looks like bad news, right? But it's not all bad news. And we don't have to let it drag us down. And that's what, during this whole 2020 thing, COVID-19, I've been sitting here by myself mainly, and my cat, and just thinking, a person could easily just let themselves go over the deep end with this sort of thing, but I'm not going to let that happen. I just sort of kept a little routine, going and tried to stay busy and stuff. But now I've hooked back up with my friends, Donna Shear, Lee Roberts, and we're getting busy on this other stuff that we're doing, and it's great to be involved. So, you know, if you want to and you care about children and you want to continue on sort of following what I'm doing, you can like that channel. It's AU4H Radio here on YouTube, and I'll put the links and stuff in the description. And if you want to see what we're doing, a lot of times we're going to be talking about not just child abuse. It's going to be a lot about sort of issues that all of us face sort of in our daily life. We could be talking about stress one time, struggles that we may be having. And it's not just about us. We're going to be talking about with other people as well, and bringing guests on to talk about mental health issues, all sorts of things. So it's going to be not just about abuse. It's going to be a very interesting show. I think that people will like it. My stuff, I'm all about child abuse, as everybody knows and can see by my stuff. That's all I do. But I also I try to be an encouragement for survivors of abuse. So, but my stuff is abuse related. But that show is not necessarily going to be abuse related. So it's going to be quite interesting and different, and should be a positive kind of a show for people, for regular, everyday, real people, because that's what we are. we're, we're just who we are. You can't really change that. Right? So, but yeah, I just really appreciate it. I've got Bonnie here and Carrie and who else? Let's see. Anybody else? Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. It's very, very cool of you to join me. I don't usually, this is my first live stream here. I usually stream from some other platform and stream wherever I'm streaming, or I just record them and upload them. So this is my first time to live stream here on YouTube. So I appreciate the support. That's awesome. And yeah, thank you very much. It means the world to me. I've never had so many comments and so many really heartfelt words um, said to me about my story. So, and that's, I've been talking about it for a long time now. So, since 2009. So, it's 11 years. And, um, you know, actually 12 years, really. Almost 12 years. It's a long time to go without feedback. And so I really appreciate the comments and even the funny ones. People saying stuff about my hair. Wash your hair. Actually, most of those were filmed in the summer, and it was incredibly hot in here. And I was like, it was like I'm probably 100 degrees in here. No air conditioning. Calgary gets hot in the summertime, but I just take those with a grain of salt. I'm like, whatever. It's not about my hair. It's about the message that I'm trying to put across, right? So it's obvious, right? So I appreciate the support very much. Thank you. And like we'll be broadcasting AU4H radio. That's the three of us ladies. Um, we're going to broadcast Wednesday nights. That's every Wednesday night. Minutes will be on air. I'll be on with those ladies, and we'll be streaming from a StreamYard, which is a platform that I had never heard of before. It had run in. Well, my friend Gail Crabtree uses it. I've known Gail Crabtree for many years, and she's a wonderful lady. She let me do two shows on her show, and she has a show called Overcoming the Obstacles. And Gail Crabtree's I've been a fan of hers for years because she was on Blog Talk Radio, and she's the reason why. And I always tell people that. She probably doesn't know that. But I've told people that since I've been doing Blog Talk Radio, that's because of Gail Crabtree, because I was a guest on her show on Blog Talk Radio, and she was using Blog Talk Radio, and I was like, hey, this is great. I'll do my own show. So then Gail Crabtree has a show on here using StreamYard. She has me on, and I'm like, you're using StreamYard. So I give Gail Crabtree the credit, the honor. She is a wonderful lady. She's a good friend. She's my Facebook friend as well, and she's just a nice person, like down to earth and funny and nice and caring. And I just think the world of her. And so I kind of think that this is the most people that are watching my stuff now are coming from her show. I wouldn't doubt that because I'm like, where else would they see it? It's been a big mystery to me for the last week. I'm kind of like, where did all these people find my stuff? Because no one's watched it before. So that's why I want to thank you very much for taking the time to watch my videos. And like I always say for people, why I always put explicit and graphic on there, because sometimes I'll be talking about something that is just, pretty harsh for people, regular people to be listening to. People who haven't dealt with abuse and don't really think about it. You watch TV and you see abuse, and it's kind of like, oh, it's just abuse on TV. It's not real. You know, they're not talking about the real stuff about abuse. And I tried not to get too graphic, but I did put warnings on the ones that I thought were a little graphic because it's my way of saying, be careful when you're listening to stuff like that. You may hear something that just really bother you, and nobody wants that, right? And so, that's kind of why I did that. But I appreciate everybody taking the time to listen. Some people have gone through and listened to all of the videos, like the 25 hours worth of videos that I did. I think I did about 24 hours for the video straight through, and I'm 3 days or something. I'm like, wow, that's pretty crazy. It's like, because that's a lot of depressing stuff for that many days, right? So I really appreciate it, and thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate it. I do have a link for the radio channel. As a matter of fact, it's AU4H radio. Let me get that link here. AU4H, like the website is au4h.weebly.com, because we have it on Weebly so that it never ever goes away. It'll sit there forever. So if you use a paid one and then for some reason the account's not paid for, it just disappears. So they put it on Weebly. So the main website is au4, like the number 4, h.weebly.com, or you can just type into your browser Advocates for Humanity Yeah, sorry, advocatesunited4humanity.com or whatever. It'll come up. And then we have here, just give me one sec. We've got on YouTube, it's AU4H Radio. And just let me get back over here for a sec. Yeah, it's AU4H Radio. AU, oops. My books, if you're interested in reading them, you can purchase them, but I have them on my website. They are there for free. You can download them if you want to. I tell people that on most of my shows. People in YouTube, like places like Facebook and stuff, I'll post the links and stuff. Um, I just ask that people read them at your own discretion. If you choose to download it, then you're choosing to read it at your own discretion. If you're a minor under the age of like 18, I ask that you have a mind, an adult, somebody who's older who can just take a look at it and see if that's something you should be reading. Especially the One Child Abuse Survivor to Another, The Journey, because that is very explicit material, sexual material. It's not for children, not at all. It's adults only. The um, La Vida Jubies, that really is a book for teens. Teens can read that. That's no problem. And the Life of Death, the Redemption. That book is fine to read, no problem. But still, read at your own discretion. And because I don't sugarcoat anything, I just tell it like it is. And so I figured, hey, that's why I published my own story, because if I was to try to get a publisher to publish it, then they would want me to clean it up and they would want me to change this. Basically, I took a blog that I was writing and just turned it into the book for A Life of Death Redemption. That's what happened. But it was just a running story, and I was just going through like pretty much from the age of I it starts about when I'm like 13 years old, and I'm talking through the book, and it's not like just a boring monologue. It's interesting. I think it was really interesting myself, and interesting enough to look at. So if you're interested in reading those, you can read them for free. You can download them on my website. And my website is, I'll grab that for you if you want. It should be attached to my YouTube, but you never know. Might not be. So I'll pop it into the link here and get my mouse to work. My computer's a little slow. I just have like a little laptop that I do everything on. It's slow. Just give me one sec here. There's my website. And you can, if you look under writing, that's where the books are. All three of them are there. You can download them. I don't mind. Like I said, it was never about making money. I always donate the money that I make from those books anyway to other, like to not for profits. Now it's good. The money will go to Advocates United for Humanity. But I have donated the money to Dreamcatchers. I've donated the money to NASCA and places that work to promote child abuse prevention, help for adult survivors of child abuse, that sort of stuff. That's where I wanted the money to go to. So just because that makes me feel good, I don't want the money. So, um, oh, I appreciate that, Carrie. Thank you very much. And you know, I appreciate that. Yeah, this is my first live one to do here. I usually just like record them and upload them, or sometimes I stream from other places. But I haven't been doing that because I used to use UStream and other places, and UStream now you have to pay for it, and I'm always trying to do stuff for free because I'm seriously broke. I was like month to month the whole 2020. It was like, am I gonna have enough for rent? I don't know. There was a few months where I didn't. 2020's been harsh on everybody. I have no job. I'm just coasting along, right, just like everybody else. So yeah, I'm glad I've still got the internet. So I should have the internet for the next 6 months, hopefully. And yeah, we'll just go from there. So I guess I'll sign off. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it because, like I said, I appreciate the support like you wouldn't believe. I don't have very much support, except for my good friends Donna Shear and Lee Roberts. Thank God for them in my life. They are my good friends. I have many good friends on Facebook that I've got to know. So I'm not really alone, even though I kind of am, but I'm not. I have like a circle of friends who keep me going, basically. You know what I mean? Like, these people are supportive. They're awesome, and I always welcome people to hook up with me on Facebook because I am on there posting a lot and sharing people's stuff. And I like to see what other people are doing. I'm very interested in what other people are doing, and so I'm always happy to have friends. Friends are wonderful, right? So have a wonderful night. I want to wish you a wonderful 2021. Let's hope this is better. I really do. If you want to join us at 7, you can at the AU4H radio here on YouTube. If you want to, you can subscribe and you can, check back. We're going to do one show a week. And it's only for, like, well, tonight we're going to go an hour. We think we're going to shoot for an hour. The last show we did was a half an hour. So, um, you know, we'll see how it goes. But we're going to shoot for an hour for tonight. So this ought to be an interesting conversation. And I think we're going to have, like I said, we're going to have a couple of authors coming up here soon on that show. And and I'll probably do some more work here too. So thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, I just appreciate you all, every single one of you that clicked that subscribe button, and every single one of you that clicked those like buttons and had something kind to say to me. It it really shocked me. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I told my friend Donna, I said, I have to come on tonight and do a live stream and tell these people thank you very much and wish you a wonderful 2021. I'll try to respond to all of your comments. I did respond to quite a few of them, but I didn't get to do them all because it caught me off guard. I was really shocked that there were so many comments there. And so I'll try to comment on all of them because I usually do, and even on Facebook. So, like I said, hook up with me if you want to. I love to have friends, and I thank you all very much for your support. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Carrie. I really appreciate your comments, and that's just wonderful. Yeah, you guys take really good care of yourselves until the next time. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.